Oh, shoot. Where is the Twitter? Where is the Twitter? Where is the Twitter? Where's the Twitter? Where's the Twitter? Where's the Twitter? I forgot to post in the Twitter. I hate you. Posting the. Oh my god. I check my server. All I see is oh my goodness. Oh my. Ooh. I chill out. So if you're not in the Discord server, just know there's a lot in the waifu husbando section. And whoa. All right, let me chill out. I gotta get out of here, bro. I went to post. I went to go post the live link in the going live section, and dog, I ran across the wrong. The waifu people posted. We'll talk about hold on a second. I wasn't prepared. I was gonna go in here and just type, I'm live. Why is my sister video calling me? 1 second. Tonight, tonight's one of those nights, bro. I don't really know what else to say. Tonight's one of those nights, bro. What in the world? Be careful. My sister may call back in a second. Hey, what's up, Navy? Let me text my sister back because I'm confused. She just called me. My sister just called me and confused me. Uh, and she ain't talked to me in a minute, so I'm trying to figure out what the heck she's doing. Hold on. Oh my goodness, we're gonna talk about Final Fantasy. Sorry, my sister is so weird about when they want to call me. They all want to call me like at the end at night. Oh, the Mercury. Oh yeah, the fan art was ridiculous. I always question when my sister calls me. I question it because it's always like as I'm starting to do something. Because I don't really care to notify them that I'm about to do something. But that's when they're in the mood to call me. So I don't know. She might call me back realistically. I don't know. She kind of got off the phone abruptly, but I'm also realizing I just started the stream, so I'm not trying to engage in the conversation. Usually, when my sister calls me, it's either A, she wants something, or B, she wants to meander on the phone for like 30 minutes. Which, if this was like a normal night and I wasn't doing anything else, it'd be a different story. But, I just started a stream, so, I would like to engage with the audience a little bit. On top of that, trying to get some finances in order and then talk about some other things that are going on. Um, so, to give some more context, we trash our Final Fantasy boys. Let's go. So I don't know how many people saw that there's been a bunch of Final Fantasy 16 footage that's come out live. Final Fantasy. That's it, right? No. Final Fantasy. Oh no, I forgot the X. I forgot the X. That's right, right? This is Final Fantasy 15, so that would be Final Fantasy 16. I'm guessing this is the right thing. Why is Xenoblade trending? What? We can complain about tonight's boss. What are we complaining about tonight? What's the Discord? Oh, that's right. You can't do command. No. That's right. You can do commands. I need to set them up for YouTube. I'm sorry, guys. I need to do that. Hold on. Where's the link to the Discord? Let's see. The kicker is that there's I had another invite proper. I had another proper invite, so that's kind of weird. I think I have to go under server settings. Oh my god, why are we doing this, bro? So from what I saw, Final Fantasy 16 female lead looks like a bad bitch. So that's at least something. Who's the female lead? I didn't. All I've seen is boss fights and what they like to call dungeon exploring. I'm so tired of getting upset at others for having expectations for the series. How dare you expect Final Fantasy to play like Final Fantasy? The problem is that Final Fantasy, and I mean we've gone over this before. Final Fantasy has no intention of being. Final Fantasy has no intention of really going back to turn based. Actually, I think they even mentioned Navy's first question. We'll have a female lead. That's also important because 15 very much. We haven't really had a female lead in a Final Fantasy game since 13, and we don't talk about 13 like that. Let me tweet this out real quick. Let me check something. It's fucking raining over here, by the way, so I'm a little paranoid the power's gonna go out or something stupid's gonna happen, but just know it is raining over here. Yeah, the footage I had seen for Final Fantasy 16 was literally just like boss fight footage. It was like 2 fights, which was going to be my basis for talking about the combat. But I don't think I saw anything. Where is the Gamatsu link I was looking at? Hold on. There it is. Yeah, it's boss fight, boss fight. Then it says timely support accessories. There's another battle. I didn't see anything other than all I saw was just fights. I don't and I guess quote unquote dungeon exploration, even though that doesn't look like dungeon exploration to me. What it looks like is a linear hallway with a bunch of cutscenes in it, which, I guess that's indicative of like modern gaming, but I'm also like, why would I be excited for that? I guess is the problem. Let me see. Yeah, Final Fantasy 16 news. Yeah, I haven't even seen a female. Oh, that's a car. I haven't seen anything of the female lead. Oh, you just posted it? Where'd you post it? You posted it in waifus? Isn't this the bird woman he fights? Isn't this the bird woman he fights in a boss battle? That's the game footage. If this is the same girl, like he fights in a boss fight or something. That's what I remember seeing. That's considered the main girl. They're fighting in their first cutscene. Granted, that's not really new for RPGs. I'm just saying. Final Fantasy 16 looks like what Square Enix wanted 15 to be. Even the main character looks like Noctis. I don't know. So I'm good with turn-based Final Fantasy. You are free to experiment and try new things, but don't you turn back on what you got you here. That would be unforgivable. Final Fantasy gameplay has been changing since 16 technically. Oh, it's been changing since 6. I'm sorry. No, 11. 11. Yes, 11. 11 technically since the PS1, so why complain now? That is true. I'm not going to pretend like that's not the case. They very much have been experimenting in different directions since 11. 13 was different. 14's an MMO. 15's a different. Well, I guess 10-2, but see, I haven't played 10-2, so I can't really talk on 10-2. But the point is this. Well, this is what Yoshi P wanted to do. I get that there's a big difference between experimenting and being good. Final Fantasy hasn't been good since 12. Yeah, because even people who talk about 15 don't view 15 as good. 15 gets better through its like updates and like royal editions, but never really was just inherently good. But yeah, Ryan, so that girl I'm guessing I've seen him fight her. Is her name hold on, where is it? It's where is it? What's her name? Her name is it Benedicta? Benedicta? That doesn't sound right either, but you got it. At least we have the OGs. I'm skipping 16. Keeping in mind that Square Enix didn't even finish 15. Yeah, he fought her. I see. The only footage I've seen of her is them fighting. That's it. How was that? She becomes. Oh, they're doing. I guess they're doing the whole female companion becomes a. My problem is that also Oregon. From what I see of the story, we're doing the whole revenge plot thing, and we're doing the quote unquote edgy main protagonist nonsense again. And I'm just kind of like, with him being paired with his pseudo father figure who seems to get like locked out of certain fights. Like he does a lot of solo dolo fights, I've noticed, and I'm like, well, that's not really Final Fantasy. Like, and I get it. The reality is this, and I don't know how many people agree with this, is that they're essentially doing. Technically, they finished 15 with a light novel. What? Oh, what? And the wind's blowing hard over here. I can actually hear it. It's supposed to be like scattered showers until like 10. So ironically enough, when I finish the stream, hopefully everything's chilled out. Although I heard it's like storming and snowing up north, so a couple of my friends are having their own fun. But so just to give context to explain their position, Square Enix has been going in a more realistic image with Final Fantasy. Literally, I would say since technically every game has its own level of seriousness to it, but it very much feels like it's been upped or trying to ramp up since probably after 10. Actually, I would say 13. You know what? I think 15, 14, but I think 15 has really pushed the idea that that's the direction they want to go. Is the realistic Final Fantasy, the Final Fantasy that's like grounded in this like more gritty, realistic setting. Even the 7 remake very much is falling in line with that. Now, granted, 7 already kind of runs that gambit anyway, so it's not like you couldn't do it with 7. But the thing is, when you go with a more realistic and visual style, things that start looking really weird and goofy to them is all right. You got this dark, gritty, like more realistic kind of like just grounded fucking game, and then we're still doing the and instead of being like these crazy action set pieces, you now got characters standing going clink 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 attack, ching, jump back, wait, and I get that's the logic they're going with. Hey man, who wants to do that when like when you've upped the graphical quality, when things are looking as real that you can reach out and touch a controller in the game, like the game just looks that real. They're like, well, it looks kind of out of place to still have characters standing like this, and then like ching 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 ching, and then like going back to this, and I get it, I get it. It creates somewhat of a disconnect. I think that works better with anime or like more stylized games because that same expectation isn't there. But every time, it's always what you hear. I mean, everyone's heard it. If you're a JRPG fan, you've heard someone who doesn't like turn-based games go, well, it just doesn't make sense to me. If you're in a fight with somebody, why would you just stand there waiting for someone to press a command? Why are you taking turns in a real-life fight? That's the disconnect they're appealing to. They're like, listen, we know that a lot of modern fans don't care for this weird disconnect that comes from the fact of how these games are initially designed. So turn-based unfortunately doesn't really translate over properly into like more like mainstream type of games. It's like that's being like Last of Us. If Last of Us was on some turn-based shit and you were like, we gotta get this clicker. And then be like, and now you're just waiting. And you want Ellie, go over and smack it. Ding! Hits it with a frying pan or whatever. Jumps back in place. Like I get it. That's the disconnect they're talking about. And as much as I hate to admit it, that's not technically wrong because there are a bunch of people who very much are like, I don't really care for like the weird waiting a turn to fight. Now to me, that's not a big deal. And to me, I feel like people are overly concerning themselves with things that don't really matter because if the game is still fun, why do you care? But they're a business and they have to appeal to like the mass audience. I mean, the whole goal of a video game is although you're creating an experience, you also want to make money so you can then make more experiences. And they know that right now action and open world games very much have been pushing the genre forward. And people like RPG elements, they just don't like RPGs. That's why a lot of games, especially a lot of open world games, are like level up your character. You get to see the numbers flash when you attack. Like they like that stuff, but they don't really like the full experience of an JRPG. So Square's essentially trying to marry that the traditional JRPG experience with like the action and amazing set pieces you would get from like any modern game. And they're trying to do this string to where now it's like this perfect marriage of like JRPG goodness, but it's still a crazy like interesting visually spectifying game. And I understand it, but I also don't care for it. Because in order for them to create this marriage, I essentially lose the kind of game I've always enjoyed, which is a game that very much focused on strategy and planning. And now it's turned into a low-key mindless button masher where I'm just spamming the button to win. Now listen, I like action games, so it's not like I'm saying that gameplay style doesn't work in general, and obviously it's been proven to work because there are plenty of franchises that are making a lot of money off of simply going into that style. I mean, for God's sake, Koei Tecmo's main games literally live in that little safe zone, okay? But like, it stops feeling like Final Fantasy because of it. I mean, for God's sakes, people wouldn't even look at 15 barely feels like a Final Fantasy game. And this game, although I think it looks more in line with a Final Fantasy game in terms of what it's going for, I'm also still not overly engaged. We're doing the revenge. My brother was killed, so it's time to take vengeance. I can turn into the summons, and we're doing these boss fights, and we're doing quick time events in our boss fights, and I'm like, oh, all right, I guess. I mean, I don't. I feel like it's gonna lean further and further into action to the point where Final Fantasy won't even, and I think it was mentioned before that they really don't consider this game an RPG in any means, from what I've been hearing. But let me read the comments. I kind of ignored you guys for a second. Let's see. So, like that, Final Fantasy's been surpassed by numerous other JRPG franchises for a while. That's true, but Final Fantasy is still the series. It's still known. Like, to me, it's like you're such a pioneer in the series. It's weird to like associate it with anything else. Man, I want a Final Fantasy game. Want a Final Fantasy team like games. The problem with Square Enix experimenting is constantly on the reinvent the wheel. Man, I'm sticking with Final Fantasy 7 remake. Fudge this noise. Forgive my language. I want to give 10. I want to get 10. 10-3. I want when Final Fantasy 10 ended with the anime feel left Final Fantasy. The disconnect between Square Enix and their core audience catering to the West. That is true. They are very much catering to the West. I wouldn't say I'm a big RPG fan, but I like Pokemon, Mario, Luigi. I like action RPGs. A lot of people do. And I guess technically that's what you could argue is what this is supposed to be. Although this feels way more like an action game with RPG elements than an action RPG, personally. But I guess you could argue it. They're gonna appeal. They're going to appeal to the money. They're gonna lose so many people. That's been a problem with games as a whole. I think they call it ludonarrative dissonance. Yeah, I was very interested in Octopath, but no health bars turned me off. Final Fantasy VII Remake really isn't much of a button masher. It's not, but it's also, to me, not incredibly engaging. I also just don't like the way they fucked that story up. I think, to me, if you were going to do that, because to be fair, I enjoy Crisis Core, and Crisis Core and Final Fantasy VII Remake use a very similar combat system. The difference is that Crisis Core didn't have an appealing combat system to begin with, so it was an improvement. Final Fantasy VII Remake was just like, let's be different, but still, like Final Fantasy VII Remake, I could say they were still trying in some ways to appeal to the older fan base. I just don't like the way they've handled that game in general. Like besides the combat, I just don't like the way they've handled that game, period. Kingdom Hearts, but let's be honest, that franchise needs to go away. Listen, I like Kingdom Hearts, but so I'm not gonna pretend like I don't enjoy Kingdom Hearts games. Kingdom Hearts very much is probably the closest to a marriage of those two styles. But even then, they can get kind of carried away. And the problem is that the game very much didn't make you have to use a lot of the other JRPG elements it had. And I think honestly, Kingdom Hearts was the beginning of this style that they're pushing. Like, if you ask me what's the basis behind this change with with Final Fantasy, they very much looked at like Kingdom Hearts and used that as a baseline to then expand further out. And some games are more like traditional Kingdom Hearts, and then some games are like Devil May Cry 6, which is what 16 is. The biggest problem for me is that the action RPGs rarely get action as good as the actual action games. They end up boring. Yeah, that kind of goes into like my issue watching some of the footage. The footage is not. The footage, I wouldn't like. It's not like I'm sitting there saying the game looks ugly or anything, but I'm not incredibly engaged just watching the footage. It's literally it literally is like action combat. Here's a set piece. Here's a set piece. But somehow the battle still feels slow because the health bars don't drain that quickly. So I feel like I'm like it's a bunch of like minute slash 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 full hit combo slash 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 full hit combo guard. Oh, she's throwing out an attack. I guess I need to dodge to the left, and then like we'll get that, and then and essentially you're waiting till you drain the stagger meter. Then now you can wail on her, but you're only really doing crazy damage in like these weird like side like finishers in the combos, and then you get her health down low enough to then trigger the cutscene. And I'm just kind of like, yeah, this doesn't look that engaging. Even the dungeon exploration didn't look that engaging because for some reason we've gone back. Square Enix has decided to go back to like an absurd amount of quick time events. Not that like, unfortunately, we're kind of used to them at this point, but like 16 uses them a lot, especially in their boss fights. It's like, oh, here she comes. Ching! Oh, here we go. Ching! Like, it's a lot. Like, and I'm like, why? Why is this returning? People kind of got burnt out with QuickTime events a while ago. And maybe if this was like, Bayonetta or Devil May Cry 6 or something. I mean, Devil May Cry 5 or something. It is Devil May Cry 6. It'd be a little bit more like enthralling. But here, it's like, ching! Ching! And then they're doing the button mash to beat up the bad guy, but the damage isn't really being reflected in the to me the attacks aren't as visceral. Now that's a personal opinion, so I recognize that that not everyone's gonna feel that way. But for me, I was just kind of like, yeah, this is low key boring me. Because unfortunately, I've seen games do the exact. I think Bad Latency literally says it. You've seen better action games do the same thing and it be way more engaging. Like Final Fantasy still wants to be Final Fantasy in terms of how it tells its story, but then wants to play like a variation of Devil May Cry or Bayonetta or God of War or something. And you're just like, yeah, but all those games do it better. Like a lot better. Especially like Bayonetta and DMC. I'm like, God, the experience isn't even the same. We're the problem, lol. I meant that the franchise needs to end because Kingdom Hearts 4, where the current story is not it. The problem is they didn't really handle 3 well, so for me getting excited about 4 means nothing unless my next game is a Kyrie game. I'm so burnt out with this. To me, Nomura has already struggled writing Kingdom Hearts stories. There are some stories I think hit. I think Birth by Sleep hits for the most part, even though there are some plot holes and plot inconsistencies. I do think that like Birth by Sleep is one of the better stories. And then you get into things like Dream Drop Distance's story. You get into KH3's story where it does that literal shonen protagonist thing where it's like, hey, oh yeah, sure. Well, sure as Rap knew what it was and just ran with it. And to be fair, I wasn't necessarily in love with the idea of a game that is all quick time events, but it very much reveled in the fact that it was essentially a quick time event game. It's not preferred, and to be fair, I think I'm more lighter on it now than I used to be. I used to be like, bro, this is a game I would never want to play, and I never played it because of that. I was like, oh my god, now a game that is full of QuickTime events. Because no one likes to get punished because you missed a quick moment where you were supposed to hit the square button. But that game has its own unique charm, and it very much relied into its hype moment, so I can't be mad at it for being unapologetically it. And it was the right kind of game to be like that. But yeah, Kingdom Hearts. I like Kingdom Hearts, but man, it's so hard to really recommend Kingdom Hearts to people because if you ask me, what's the coolest thing or what's the best thing about Kingdom Hearts? Like, what are the best games? I really would only tell you two is the two. To me, once you play two, there is no other game that ever comes close to being better than two. Three is the only game that kind of comes close, and to me, it doesn't hit as hard because three. I think three's combat is probably the closest thing to like the enjoyment I get out of the game, but I don't care about the story. I hate the Disney worlds. I hate the way it's managed. I hate the fact that Sora's the only character who can get anything done, and even then he's still getting his shit wrecked. What's up, DJ? Like I hate how three is as an entirety. Like the combat is like the best thing, and even then the game is like absurdly easy unless you played on like this extreme hard mode. You would have to play it like a hardcore Kingdom Hearts fan would play it to enjoy it. We're talking about a little bit of Final Fantasy, but it's a lot of Square Enix talk. God, yeah. Kingdom Hearts females do get jobbed out, which is crazy to me because I think the way they handle, to be fair, Aqua's in a similar position, but Aqua was so weird because if you play Birth by Sleep, Aqua is very much like the actual only competent one in Birth by Sleep. Aqua is the only competent character in Birth by Sleep. The other two are falling into darkness and just bumbling around. Actually, if I remember right, Terra's stories usually ended up screwing things up. Vin was like neutral, and then Aqua pretty much had to clean up the messes. Like that was like the way the stories worked. So Aqua was like the only competent character, and somehow is the one who mainly gets screwed. I mean, they all get screwed, but I feel like hers was the worst because Terra loses his body, which I know is pretty bad. Vin is in a coma, and then she just gets trapped to wander the land of darkness for an absurd amount of time. I think it's like a long time, actually, but somehow it doesn't age. Yeah, Aqua was the only competent character in Birth by Sleep, but she honestly got punished for it. Trying to be a good person, trying to protect everybody. She protected Vin, and then lost him because she tried to save Terra, and then I had to watch. You literally just have to watch her get screwed, which is why it makes me mad when you get into Kingdom Hearts 3 and she barely does anything when she's freed. She has like one fight with like Vanitas that doesn't mean anything, and then she gets her shit rocked by Terranort, which doesn't mean anything. The DLC kind of helps fix that problem by allowing you to play as the other characters and let them do shit. But still, Kairi has never been competent. Kairi has never been competent. But some people forgave it in the earlier games because it was obvious they were trying to build her into something. The reason why in 3 it's such an infuriating situation to watch Kairi is because we know Kairi has been training. We know Kairi has Keyblade powers. We know that the story's been building her up to be like a character, to be like a genuine character and get genuine moments and become like a real powerhouse. And then the first time we ever get to see her fight, she literally gets decked and then teleported away and then later on killed. And I'm like, what? Even the game she gets that's focused on her, which is still a rehash of old Kingdom Hearts content, you could have at least given me something like, I don't know. I don't like a lot of side games are not great. A lot of the side games are not great. But if you had, I call them side games in terms of gameplay style. I know plot wise they're all relevant. But the side game she gets that also has plot relevance at the very end of it is literally fucking a rhythm game. Hell, she does get to fight towards the end of that game. And what happens? Oh, she turns into Sora. And I'm like, what? What are we doing here, dog? And it frustrates you. And it frustrates you if Kairi was just going to be the Princess Peach, the damsel in distress, the whole time. Don't start sneaking into games that she's going to start Keyblade training. She's going to start training to be a Keyblade warrior, a Keyblade master, and then even have her rock her own Keyblade, only for her not to do anything. That's what frustrates me with Kairi, because Nomura have had plans. You can tell he had plans. The way she is written in certain stories, especially some of the recent ones, makes you think he wants to do something with her and then does nothing with her. And I'm sitting here questioning, Why did you do that? Why did you do that? I wish Kari had kept her spunky attitude for Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 2 and 3. She doesn't have a personality anymore. Yeah, they made her kind of generic too. Absolutely, DJ. That's exactly my point. Sora is the only competent character in 3. But he also gets dogpiled on for like the majority of the game. So I don't get it. I really don't. I hope the next game isn't even Kingdom Hearts 4. I would rather the next game to be like Kairi side games or something. Something that doesn't focus on Sora. But they gotta do it because Sora's the moneymaker. Yeah, we don't talk about Lee with the Keyblade. That was like the worst. That's also pretty terrible. Kyrie's still worse, mainly because Kyrie we've known longer, but both of that was trash. Whole thing was trash. Yeah, you're right. Kyrie's getting a hijack Sora. Well, I mean, that's just a time thing, DJ. Yeah, I know, Ryan. I know. Also wish that Sora, Riku, and Kairi actually acted like friends in the recent games. Riku and Kairi don't even speak much to each other in 3. That's because 3 should have been longer. 3 is short for what kind of game you expected 3 to be. 3 is weirdly a short game, and it bums me out because there's no reason why 3 is a short game. But 3 is a shorter game than 2. I would argue it's a shorter game than 1, actually. It just goes by kind of quick. So I don't want to get onto this whole Kingdom Hearts side tangent, but it happens because it's Square Enix. The Riku boss fight was crazy to me. He beats the boss fight, but loses the fight against Aqua in the cutscene. How does that work? Well, that's a problem a lot of RPGs have. Hell, I know Xenoblade 2 gets criticized for it too, where you win the boss fight in the game, but then you lose in the cutscene. A lot of people don't like that stuff. I don't really sweat it nowhere near as much as some people do, but I know a lot of people don't like that whole win the boss fight but losing the cutscene. Their worlds are short as fuck, like the Big Hero. Yeah, absolutely. Big Hero is the shortest world in the game. The other ones aren't like short, but they're shorter than what you're used to doing. Now, to be fair, I don't think Kingdom Hearts 2's worlds were that long either. But the difference is you double back on certain worlds. And what trips me out is that certain worlds in 3, you really should double back. Toy Story's world is the absolute worst. You end that story on a cliffhanger that never gets resolved. It never gets resolved. So it frustrates me. And I hate it because it's one of the first worlds in the game you do. Toy Story is like either like the second or third world you'll do. And I'm like, but it ends on a cliffhanger, which makes me think we're getting second visits. And we don't. I hate Frozen's world. Frozen's world is literally more concerned about retelling the movie than it is about Sora, Donald, and Goofy, who very much feel like side characters that entire time. To be fair, Tangled's world is like that too, but nowhere near as bad. I think Frozen is the absolute worst. The beginning of it is in a fucking like ice labyrinth that I have no interest in being in, but it puts me in. And I'm like, God damn, what? I'm trying to remember the other one. Monsters Inc. is fine. I think it's one of the few ones I think that takes full advantage of its IP. And it does, although, have some of the best cutscenes in the game with Vanitas getting screwed over by Sully and Mike. Big Hero 6 is extremely short, which is ridiculous considering how big that world is. That world is huge, and that world physically is huge, but also just weirdly like the story's really short. Sora was like, let's do it. Was there to do a reaction video for Let It Go. Yep. Isn't the Pirate World and Toy Story the longest? Pirates of the Caribbean is the longest. I don't like what Pirates of the Caribbean did. That one is probably another one where you could say it's fun. I don't like the way it starts. That's what I really should say. I think it has a good ending set piece, but it starts in such an annoying way that like the desert scene that leads into that stupid boss battle in the air that drove me nuts the first time I played it. I was like, Lord, I don't like this area. I don't like this beginning. I think it ends better than it starts, and it does have a bunch of side content in it that you can do. I don't care for the white crab nonsense with Jack. That's just a weird thing that's in the game that I don't care for. But I think it ends strong. That's what I think helps Pirates of the Caribbean. I think it ends strong. Um, Toy Story is a long one. I just don't care. I also don't care for it because it's very unfaithful to the characters and the locations. The only location we get in the Toy Story world that's actually based off of the movies is Andy's house. That's it. And we're not even there that long. We're only there for like the first. It's like the first what 30 minutes of the game of the world. The rest of the time we're in this stupid fucking toy store that I have no interest in any way, shape, or form. I also think that Buzz and Woody act both uncharacteristic. Where like Woody, and I know why they're doing it because Woody's supposed to be because of the kind of character Woody's supposed to be. But like they have Buzz being like overly skeptical and very paranoid and distrusting, which was never Buzz's character. Buzz is like that maybe in the first film, maybe, but he's like extreme. He's on some next level stuff. Woody would be the one who's like initially skeptical and whatnot. But see, they needed drama. They needed drama so that I feel like their personalities get swapped for the sake of like creating drama. That doesn't matter because once again, they end that world on a cliffhanger that never gets addressed. And it frustrates the living daylights out of me. What's the other worlds I'm missing? You got Big Hero 6, Pirates of the Caribbean, Frozen, Tangled. I guess Hercules, which I think is fine for a tutorial level. I think Hercules is fine. What am I missing? It's sad that I'm blanking out on it. I don't remember what the hell. I thought Toy Story would actually focus on. Yeah, Zurg would have been way more entertaining. Or use bosses from the like storyline. That's the one thing I'll give. That's the one thing I'll give. Dudes said, "Stand back, Sora. Let me catch the smoke." I think that the Woody line I think is still funny. I don't think it's as crazy as people give it credit for. I think people give that story. I think people give that moment credit because it's such a funny sequence. But like, it's not that crazy. Partially because we're still dealing with Kingdom Hearts level voice acting too. You know, where they sometimes talk normal and sometimes they talk like Kingdom Hearts characters, and everyone's in the back like, bro, either pick a side and stick with it or stop doing this weird in between stuff. That like it frustrates me. It frustrates me because you get moments where they talk normally, they're having a conversation, and then they'll do this. You just don't understand because you never had a friend before. Or maybe you don't have a heart. Or is it that your heart has lost its light? Light keeps away the darkness. But is the darkness really bad? Or is it just searching for light? Like, that's the way they sometimes talk. You get this weird disconnected way of speaking while they'll sometimes have lines that sound perfectly normal. I always hate that. I hate that like it's literally a Kingdom Heart ism. Every game has them talking like that, with some games it being way more prevalent than others. Like sometimes they'll be like, all right, guys, let's go together. Let's go and save the king. And then they'll be like, and it's always when they're trying to be, you can tell they're trying to be like deep when they talk about it. Cause like, it never comes up in like normal, like, are you guys excited? Yeah, let's go. And no, it's always like worlds apart from worlds. I miss you. Do they want to see me? Am I okay? The puzzle pieces. It's like our hearts. I want to connect to you. Is that still okay? And then the fucking opening plays. Like, it's such a, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it because it's so inconsistent. Yeah, there aren't that many good action things either. I think the good action things we get for Kingdom Hearts comes towards the end of it. I also don't like the way they handle the organization. Like here's a new organization 13 and like half of the members are the old members again. And I'm just like, what? You know what would have been more interesting is to see where these characters came from. Cuz like Larxene has been in like around since Kingdom Hearts 2. No, well yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2. No. Chain of Memories, Chain of Memories. Larxene was introduced in Chain of Memories. I don't know her story, but people are like, "Oh, she's so cute." From what? She antagonizes you, and then she gets a little harumph at the end when she disappears. We also don't even look at beating these guys again as anything crazy because, well, you know, we know once you beat them, they kind of just go back to their original bodies and become people again. Hell, we know in this game they were original people and then turn back into nobodies. Man, my lord. Yeah, we don't know who Marluxia is. Some of these are just dry. I'm not playing a mobile game. Absolutely not. You're not about to do that. The pauses are meant to be like they're being like they're thinking deeply. But it happens so much, bro. I almost want them to, I wish they do it in like normal conversations like they used to. Now it's only in like the moments you meant or know you know are meant to be like the deep thinking moments, the like questioning philosophy in life. But now like I wish they'd be like the king. Our hearts. Are we still connected? I want to see him. Guys, we should save him. We'll do it together. Oh, I can't, bro. I hate it. I hate it so much, dude. I hate doing Kingdom Hearts like talking impressions. It's so bad. Oh, you mean the actual yeah, but God, I'm so tired of having to like look at supplementary material for Kingdom Hearts. If you would just put all your content in good games, you wouldn't have this problem. I think the reason why the Larxene stuff bothers me so much is because you see those characters a lot. Like, remember, like I said, the organization were introduced between Chain of Memories and 2. So the entire squad, and the only ones who really get development is like Lee / Axel. What's his name? Zion, I think is his name. Get some. Is that it? The rest of them are kind of just in and out for various reasons. But a lot of them just don't get developed. And then they obviously focus way too much on like, well, I won't say too much, but they focus a lot on Roxas and Xion. You know what's frightening? Imagine if Kingdom Hearts goes into light novel route. Part of me feels like it will anyway. The YouTuber Clement explained as the characters sounding like philosophers hopped on Xanax. That's actually pretty good. That is pretty good. That's pretty good. Be like, listen. It's like, what is life? Is life just a river constantly flowing, or is life like an hourglass, ever changing in the sands of time? And then you pop the Xanax in and it turns into, is life like a river? Or is it sand? Are we just grains of sand? Like it's like taking the original sentence but like dropping a bunch of the letters and pausing every few seconds. Like he still wants to say the original sentence, but like he only gets through but he can only like a couple of the words come out. So now it sounds really cryptic, even though like the original sentence made way more sense. And you almost gonna be like, Sora, what? Snap out of it, you idiot. The crazy thing about Kingdom Hearts 2 is that because of the story of the spin-offs of Kingdom Hearts 3, in terms of main plot, Kingdom Hearts 2 is basically a filler game. Especially because the first organization was the fake one. Yeah, we don't talk about the plot line in Kingdom Hearts. because I hate it. The dialogue these days is so self-important. It's annoying. And can't we have normal sounding characters? We could, but then we couldn't make money off of their fake philosophy, okay? And we want to do that. I feel like I've deviated a lot from. I feel like we've deviated a lot from Final Fantasy 16. Actually, we absolutely have. Getting back to Final Fantasy 16, I want to how many of you guys have seen the footage and how you guys feeling about the game? I think that's important to really talk about because although I have my opinions, I'm curious where everyone else is with it. Like, are you excited for the story? Are you excited for the combat? Are you excited for like the characters? Are you interested in the plot? Are you like excited about like the whole turning into summons thing that seems to be going on? Because you see that he turns into Ifrit in one of the fights. Like, I'm just curious because like my excitement has never been there, but it's become like even less so because the games. And also, does anyone agree that like when you watch some of these fights, it feels like the like it's taking longer than it should because of like the whole, oh well, your damage isn't enough, so you're not taking down the boss as like quickly as you think it should be happening. Especially because the fight is still portraying itself as like this crazy action set piece, but like it's not like engaging, I guess is my thing. Like, it seems like it's still taking too long to do things, considering I'm doing like these crazy demon punches. I'm firing fireballs and lightning, and I'm dodging these hurricanes, and then I'm turning into a summon, and I'm wailing on the demon. We're ripping off limbs and stuff. Like, you can tell it's very much trying to be a spectacle. Tear off your arm gets shut off, it regrows, I come back and I punch you. Like, conceptually, it sounds cool as hell. And I look at it, I'm like, it's obviously meant to be cool as hell. But I'm like so disengaged from the event. So like, they're sitting there going, my arm, and then I'm like, and you throw him, and then he throws him throws the thing on the ground, like, and then his arm grows back. And then it's like, press the triangle button, no, the square button to keep punching him. And he's like, I think he's supposed to be breathing fire, but in one of the sequences, literally looks like he's just screaming in her head. So he picks her up and he's like, ah! But I think he's supposed to be breathing fire. I think he is at some point in the sequence. But the way the sequence starts, he's just like, hit the square button. Ah! It reminds me of the Eminem song. Just lose it. Someone needs to do that. Someone needs to do that. Make like a TikTok using that. Again, take that sequence of him yelling at the boss and then put Eminem's in the background. Oh my goodness. I'm like Yoshi P. I like Yoshi P. I'ma let him cook, okay? I'm not excited for anything Final Fantasy related. The Final Fantasy VII Remake sent me over the edge with the franchise. I'm gonna buy it day one. What is there to even talk about in regards to 16? I have not seen any new trailers for the game. The game has been treated like an afterthought by Square Enix. They clearly don't care about the game that much. No, the footage came out a couple days ago, actually. There's a bunch of footage. Came out, when was this? This is February 28th. There's a bunch of, there's like over 45 minutes of footage. You just got to look it up. So there is footage. I think the game seems fine, even though it's personally not my thing. I like action RPGs, but I don't like the combat systems like DMC. I mean, how though? Okay, I'm back. What did I miss? Nothing, Donnie. You keep ditching me for all your internet hoes, and I'm sick of being second fiddle to your internet hoes. So you're gonna have to make a decision. Either pick the hoes or pick me. We ain't playing this back and forth. You ain't no player. You don't get all these whamming. And me, I got problems, y'all. Don't mind me. Let's see. I forgot I still have like this thumbnail of me on the ground like an idiot. Jesus Christ. Let's see. Anime is always number. What were you watching? What were you watching anyway, Donnie? That's my question. You always plan this too. I feel like you just plan to watch things around the time. Like One Piece coming out, fine. I'm not gonna slight you for Saturdays, but like what's coming out Friday that you out here like, yeah, let me do this. Bros before hoes though. Terrell gotta hear him in the other room. Man, please, y'all. Listen, listen. You think I gotta hear him? And you saw last week if you were watching the stream, you saw me pull out like this giant anime collection. Yeah, I got a hella hoes. Cause you know if I was married, I definitely would have that big ass collection. Oh wait, I wouldn't. Yeah, because she wouldn't let me buy it if I had hella hoes. Also, they'd be wanting money and free stuff. You know, I'm so excited about that. No, I'm not. I'm not. Oh my goodness. Part one of the final season on Attack on. Oh, okay, all right, that's fine. I'll leave that one alone. I know Attack on Titan's been a lot for people. If you had a wife, I don't think she'd care. Yeah, it depends on the wife, doesn't it? I know that there's stuff out now, but I mean consistent release information. Well, to be fair, 16's also been in like what I like to call development hella too. Kind of like 15 has. Back when it wasn't called 15, it was called, what was it called? Versus 13 or something like that. Like there's just been, Final Fantasy's been in a lot of weird like, okay, rant time. Why doesn't Attack on Titan just say season 8, damn it? Oh, because money. Money. Also, what? Oh, I guess, why is Demon Slayer putting out all this? I just saw two things from Aniplex putting out like Demon Slayer stuff, and I'm like, oh, I don't care because because they're about to get to that arc that I'm curious if people are even going to be excited about. Spoiler, they're not going to be excited about. Who knows? Your wife might like hentai and ecchi series as well. I mean, she could. I mean, you never know. I mean, we're talking right now in like what ifs. So we have no idea, but you're not wrong. That could easily be a thing. Easily. Possibly. Should be. Hopefully. I don't know. Maybe. Let's see. MBJ is an anime nerd and gets the 304s. Why can't Terrell? MBJ. Who does MBJ? MBJ? Who the heck is MBJ? Demon Slayer new season is coming in April. That's why. That would make sense. That's probably why. Well, speaking of overrated anime shit, even more over anime, they said they weren't going to talk about Final Fantasy 16 until it was ready, and that's why we haven't heard much about it in the last year or so. True. Even though it comes out, Michael B. Jordan. Oh. Man, I don't, bruh, like mainstream people talking about being anime nerds, I mean, it's so disingenuous to me. Because even if it's true, it doesn't feel like it. Like it doesn't feel legitimate. Not saying it's not. It just doesn't feel like it. And you can feel it. You can feel that like, and I also think my audio's messing up. I didn't even do anything. Hold on. My audio. Yeah, I'm not losing any frames or anything. Is my audio still messing up to you guys? Can you hear me? Then you'll tell me Elon Musk is a Death Note fanboy. That is true. Is the audio still messing up? You keep going in and out? Is it because I'm not leaning closer to the mic? Should I lean closer to the mic? Okay, just got here and sounds loud and clear? Yeah. I don't know, Revolver. No one else is having issue, so I'm not sure. He in that White Castle internet. What do you mean? I mean, yeah, restart the stream. Could be a Prince problem. That is true, could be. Yeah, restart the stream and see if it still happens. Because no one else is saying anything. That's why I'm bringing it up. Are we good? Okay, we're good. But yeah. I lost my train of thought. They messed up my train of thought. I mean, I don't know. When it comes to 16, I'm not. I get that it's going for a different audience, and I think that's something we just have to accept. I feel like if it was cutting out for me. How I don't understand how it was cutting out when I don't even have drop frames on my XSplit. My XSplit doesn't show any drop frames. And right now it says my stream's in excellent conditions. I don't know what. Maybe that's your internet because I've seen no drops at all. Oh yeah, the celebrities like an anime too. The celebrities like an. The problem is that anime it kind of does go with Final Fantasy in some ways because Final Fantasy has always been like one of the premier RPG franchises, right up there with the greats, and if anything, probably one of the fathers, if nothing else, or one of the mainstream fathers. And with this change into this more action-oriented stuff, and to be fair, we shouldn't act like this is new news. Like, let's be real here. After 13, from 2013, like 15 was all action and very different from what people wanted from a Final Fantasy game. And that was like, what? It's been like 5 years. So I guess if nothing else, this might be just the reality to just acknowledge. All right, be back. I need to go watch KG and Friends Rants and shit. All right, go ahead, Ryan Sword. Yeah, that Dragon Quest Ultimate Fantasy. Sorry, exactly. I think I've said this before. We're just gonna have to acknowledge that like Final Fantasy is not going to be focused for us anymore. Like the guys who like the traditional turn-based RPG and like the old school style JRPGs, it's not for us. I think they're going for a bigger budget. Yeah, okay, Donnie, shut the hell up. I hate when y'all tell me I'll be back. And Donnie, it's worse because you haven't been here. So, dog, you came back to leave me, and how dare you, dog? But yeah, they've essentially said, listen, we're going in a different direction. And like I said, the one thing I'll give Square credit for is that we still have a bunch of AA franchises that still appeal to us anyway. So heck, if you want to give them Final Fantasy, it's a shame because it's Final Fantasy, but do what you got to do. And it's not like we ain't got other things coming out this month. Note of which would be Resident Evil coming out this month. We got the Bayonetta game, which I have no idea how that's going to go because it was such a weird announcement. People feel such a weird way about 3 in its entirety. I don't know how this game is going to go. And you price it at $60. So yeah, we'll see. We'll definitely see on that. I think Square Enix is following the Sony route of giving up their Japanese roots. Yeah, kind of. You're not wrong, but I can't say that looking at games like Triangle Strategy and Octopath that very much are still based in their roots. How's the world of Elden Ring going for you, dude? It's been interesting. I feel like I hit kind of a difficulty wall last stream, but a lot of people were advising me. Juice was giving me like messages and videos and stuff that like I wasn't where I am. I was at rest of the game. So yeah. Also, what's going on with Microsoft selling the Xbox? What's that about? Microsoft selling the Xbox? That's the first time I've heard of that. What do you mean selling the Xbox? The only thing I've been hearing is them making these acquisitions like they've been doing, and the current thing has been them making that acquisition for like Activision to get COD. That's why they got into an agreement with Nintendo about something they don't even have yet, which always throws me off. How are you gonna make an agreement on something you don't own yet? It's like a pre-agreement without any confirmation. Because as of right now, you do not have access. You do not have control of that studio. So I'm like, what's the point of going into an agreement with Nintendo about it, knowing that you can't knowing that right now it doesn't mean anything until something's confirmed or the deal goes through, which is in the middle of trying to, but there's no confirmation. I was looking for Gamatsu. I have too many tabs open, ladies and gentlemen. Should I stop that? Probably so. Am I going to? Probably not. That's how you know you're on the internet for too long when you have like 16 pages of tabs. Oh my God. Why do I have so many? I had the Gamatsu tab up a second ago. What? Trash. I have no idea. It might be just a rumor. When it comes to Final Fantasy changing, I think people need to understand why a game franchise may change its identity. Well, I mean, I know why. It's doing it mainly because it's trying to change because they want to go in a different direction. Like I said, they want to give you like a movie like experience with Final Fantasy, and the problem is the game, like the gameplay, the turn based gameplay does not work for that vision. Like, and that's why you rarely will ever see realistic games do turn based, because like visually it just clashes. It doesn't make sense. And like I said in the beginning, it's like having Last of Us graphics and then having like Joel stand up with like a fucking. I don't think I have like. Well, we'll use this. It's fine. It's like Joe Hunt standing up with a crowbar in front of a clicker, and it's like. He's like, "Come here, you son of a bitch." Ching, 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 ching. Click. Attack. Like the animation is realistic about how he swings the crowbar and everything, and then he jumps back and he's like, ching 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 ching. Ellie, get him! Pulls out the gun. I don't have a gun, so 30 damage, and then the clicker's like. Like, some of that it just doesn't work. Visually, it just clashes. Because everyone's still making the same comments they've been making. Hey, why in the world? That's not realistic. That's not what people would normally do. They would like to make games that will attract the most people. Agreed. If they didn't adapt to the current market, one or two things would happen. Square Enix would eventually kill off the series entirely. Future Final Fantasy games will have gotten much smaller budgets for the future series, which is probably true. Xbox buying studios because they can't compete with Sony and Nintendo is like someone trying to buy their way into hanging out. But that's always been Xbox's problem to me. Xbox's claim to fame in the gaming industry will always be the online component. That was always, to me, the best part of Xbox. That's what, to me, they contributed to the gaming market, which, is fine. It's not like the greatest thing in the world, but at least I could be like, okay, that's like a genuine addition. But game-wise, none of their games are really revolutionary. Probably minus like Gears. I would probably say more Halo, and it depends on which Halo we're talking about. Xbox to me has never held. It's funny because I own one and I'm amassing a collection of games for it, but Xbox has never had a lot going for it in terms of its games. These last two generations for them have been absolutely terrible, though. Absolutely terrible. Like, you get maybe a couple of decent games. Like, it seems like Hi-Fi Rush seems to be like the game of this year, where people are like, "This is a really good game. I'm really enjoying this game." And then like 6 months later, you'll see it on like Switch and PlayStation. Like, I very much believe that's what's gonna happen, because it seems to happen with a lot of their better games. Fucking Ori ended up on Switch and PlayStation. I think, is Ori on PlayStation? Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I know it's on Switch, but I don't know if it's on PlayStation. I want to say it is. Hold on. PlayStation. Or is it just Switch? It might just be Switch. It's not. Okay, so it's only on Switch and PC. Yeah, actually, you're right. It very much is just turned into a service platform. Xbox is literally just like, hey, Game Pass will be everywhere. And that will be the way Xbox gets into your household. Game Pass, Game Pass, Game Pass, Game Pass. And I'm like, fine, if that's the route you want to go, is just push Game Pass, go for it. But like, why y'all a console manufacturer at this point? Why? Like, it feels like that there's no need for it. Not saying the console's bad. I have it. It's a good console. But I'm like, you really aren't even pushing sales of that console. Because why would I buy an Xbox Series X, realistically? I hate making this argument now, considering I own one. But still. Xbox games are cheap, but I'd rather play on Switch. I was interested in Scarlet Nexus. The Dragon Quest had a big marketing push for 11. That's because 11 was a great game, and then 11 got its music together and became an even better game. I don't know why that took so long. Xbox doesn't think of Nintendo as a rival. Yeah, well, I don't think they think of. They barely think of Sony as a rival. I think they, I think they think of Sony as more of a rival than Nintendo, but I don't think they think of them as much of a rival as you think they do, because they're still letting them put things on the console. Like, isn't Super Lucky Tale, I believe, is on PlayStation. So some games have been bleeding into PlayStation 2. I mean, granted, I think they're more open to give Switch things, but they definitely been giving like PlayStation some stuff. But I very much wouldn't be surprised if in like 6 months we didn't hear about Hi-Fi Rush coming to Switch. Like, I genuinely believe they would probably do that, and then I would have no reason to play it on Xbox, even though I currently could, and it's only $30, so it's not like I need to play it on Switch. But and I own the system now. But I'm also like, because if you still ask me, Cuphead, Switch, Ori, both Ori, Switch. Sales are more important than console wars. Yeah, but like the console wars are important because that's also, you want the console to make money. Switch and PC is the way. Currently, that's been kind of the case. Most people would just have a Steam Deck and a Switch and be perfectly good. Although, speaking of Switch, does anyone believe in that whole OLED rumor that came up? It came up during the Pokemon Direct rumors, where people were sending out their rumors about what's coming from the Direct. There's a conversation that, like, during the second DLC of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, we're going to get a new Switch model that will be somewhat more powerful because they're talking about a graphics patch. Cuphead did go everywhere. Although, that's an Xbox game, technically, so it's weird. I don't believe in any Switch rumors. That's fair. Also, it means you would have to pay more money anyway, like later this year. Be like, hey, by the way, do you feel like spending $350 or $400 on a console? No? Well, too bad, because we have a new console coming out that isn't new, but a stronger version of the console you've been playing, and you should play it. And I'm just like, what year are we in? This is like, what, the 6th year? We're in year 6 at this point of the Switch. Not really? Gotcha. But yeah, fucking, I mean, I don't know. I've been buying somewhat more iterations of game consoles than I used to. It's funny also, I have a second Switch I have yet to sell. And I know Juice mentioned to me recently, bro, why don't you sell it? And I'm like, I don't know. Haven't really been high on the list of things to do. Not saying I couldn't sell it. It's just, I think after I sold that first one, I wasn't overly engaged to sell the second one, even though I could, because I have two Switches technically. I have the OLED. I have especially because I used the money from selling my first OG Switch to buy the OLED. So I bought the OLED, so I didn't even really spend money on the OLED. Are we already entering Generation 10? What do you mean with consoles, or are you talking about Pokemon specifically? Pokemon, we have another gen. After Gen 9, we'll be in Gen 10, but like Scarlet and Violet just came out. Scarlet and Violet will be the main games for the next 2 years. Especially considering what we got from Pokemon Day this year. There ain't no new titles coming out. Oh, consoles? No, we're past Gen 10. Let me see. The first generation would be NES, then Super Nintendo, then N64, then GameCube, then Wii U, Switch. So that's 7. Am I missing one? It's the NES. No, that's 7. If I go, I think we're in Gen 7. Well, it depends on if you start from the NES generation. It depends on it depends on where you start the console generation. Because technically, you can start with like the Atari if you want to be real about it. Yeah, if the NES is considered part Gen 3, that means you're starting with the Atari systems then. Let me see. Do you think that Switch needed a Pro version? The biggest complaint that I hear about the Switch is that a lot of games run poorly on the system. He means the overall generation. Yeah, then yeah, we are close to. Then we're entering Gen 10. Um, we probably did need a pro version. I don't know. The pro version now would make a difference because we're on year 6, and I think they were talking about having what, a 7-year life cycle. So giving us a pro now in like the last potential like year and a half, year maybe 2 years of Nintendo Switch seems kind of unnecessary unless they have no intentions of making another Switch console just yet. It kind of depends on what they want to do. It technically starts with the Magnavox August. Okay, then yeah, we're definitely on 10 then. Switch is still part of the PS4, Xbox One generation. Yeah, technically you're right because that's the generation it was a part of. Well, no, it's the, okay. So here's my thing. Technically, I would disagree now that I think about it because the Wii U was a part of that generation. Like, if we go from like the let's say we go from like the 360, PS3, and Wii generation, the next generation would be Wii U, Xbox One, PS4. Unless you're just saying that there are two Nintendo systems in the same generation. So, because by that logic, you would have to put the Wii U and Switch in the same generation as the PS4 and Xbox One. I just want my custom backgrounds back, bro. Have a Fire Emblem Fates background, but the Conquest plan was dope. Oh, absolutely. These console generations are getting shorter. I don't say that. Remember, the PS3 lasted for what, 7 years? 2006 to 2013. So yeah, you would include Switch as a Gen 9 console then? Switch would be Gen 9. Switch would be with PS5 and Xbox One. There's a rumor Nintendo Switch 2 was coming later this year, but I heard Nintendo got the user banned. Yeah, but it'd be weird to not. Well, I guess they might be not trying to openly push it just yet. Switch PS5. Oh, the Series X, hate that name. It's funny because people with Xbox, we just call it Xbox One X00X00X00. It's like fucking binary for Xbox. The reason why the PS3 and 360 was so long is because of that recession, though. Yeah, but the PS4 went from 2014 to 2020, right? So that one was about 6 years. I want to say 6 years. Oh, wait. Let me see. I want to get the dates 100% right. Well, technically it came out in the US in 2013. So 2013, and then the PS5 was where's Wikipedia? Was 2020/2021. So yeah, 7 years. It's been 7 years for both. It was 7 years for PS3, 7 years for PlayStation 4. So PS5 would have 7 years, meaning we won't get a new PlayStation 6 until like 2027 to 2028. The Switch being from 2017, we're at what, 6 years this year? So by that logic, we have maybe one more year of the Switch. And we know that all the support that the game is, that like the system is getting, like a lot of its DLC or updates for like Splatoon 3 and things like that, that's all going until the end of this year. So it makes sense that all the support for their online stuff. The only thing that kind of sucks is that for Splatoon, that's really early. Splatoon means that like it would get its support, and then the next year a new console would be out. Which makes me wonder if maybe their Switch 2 is really going to be just the Pro. My question is how much stronger. To me, how much stronger the Pro is will dictate how much it really matters. Like, because if it's like a minor increase, then this is meant to be like a late game refresh. But if it's like a major power difference in terms of graphical output, it's essentially a Switch 2 without them admitting it's a Switch 2. Which is fine. It's just it's something to bring up. Let's see. I don't count the Switch as part of the same gen as PS5 Xbox. It's weird, but to me, technically, that's what it is. Red Dragon, it is a part of that gen because it's their 9th gen console. It just came out earlier than expected. Remember, the Wii U only got what? 4 years? No, 5. It got 5 years. It went from 2012 to 2017. So we got 12 years. I mean, 5 years. Why did I say 12? 5 years. I can't see myself buying a PS6. I still haven't bought a PS5. And now it's more available to buy. I just haven't been in a hurry to buy it. Like, also, home purchase. So, you know, finances have been kind of reallocated to that stuff. The Wii U can be 7.5 and the Switch can be 8th gen system. Well, we're not doing that. We're not, just because the console didn't do well doesn't mean it then turns into a 0.5. No. It's still an 8th gen console. That's what it is. But Nintendo's consoles have been coming out early since the Wii. What do you mean early? When you say early, what do you mean specifically early? It's still more in the PS4, Xbox One generation since it came out almost at the end of the gen. I mean, if we're going to be real about it, it came out in 2017, which was the last, 3 years of the Xbox and PS4 generation. And it's now, 3 years into the new PS5, Xbox Series X generation. I mean, it definitely didn't last. Officially, it's the 9th gen. And also, I don't even know why it even matters this much. I don't know why people... You don't need to launch it within the same year to be considered part of the same generation. Agreed. Because it's still the 9th gen console. It's still Nintendo's 9th gen console. I mean, before the other companies' consoles, like a few years before Sony and Microsoft released the PS3 and Xbox 360. Wait, what? No, it didn't. The Wii came out 2006. Xbox was first. Xbox 360 was the first of that generation. It was Xbox 360 in 2005, and then the Wii and PS3 came out in 2006. So Xbox 360 was first in that gen. So technically, that's not true. The Wii wasn't even first in that gen. So what gen would the new Switch be in? It depends. It depends on what they call it. One, we don't know. We don't know if the new Switch would be a new like if they're calling it like a Switch 2, then it's Gen 10. If they're calling it a Switch Pro, then we're considering it, and the power difference isn't crazy enough, then it's still going to be a part of Switch's generation. Like, it depends on what the Switch is going to be. Because if it's just a somewhat jump in power and graphical fidelity, then yeah, it's another Switch iteration. It'd be put in the same line as the OLED, the new battery model, the light. That's what it would be put in. It has to be a new system. A Pro is not needed. I wouldn't say a Pro isn't needed. I'm just saying it depends. To me, it's going to depend on how much stronger it is. Like, if it gets real close to PS4 level quality, I might be willing to say new system on that. It also depends if they do something like change the UI, like if the visual, like usually there's got to be like a major difference between it, or the way it's marketed. That's the other question. Is it going to be marketed as like a new system? Because if it isn't, then I'm going to consider it just as a Switch. The new Switch could be like the PS Mini. We don't talk about the PS Mini. Like ever. Now, if you want to say PS4 Pro, sure. Super Nintendo Switch actually is a nice name. That is such a nice name. It's a callback. It's a nice callback to the Super Nintendo, but it's also like, it's just a nice name. I would just fuck with the name just for the welcome to Super Nintendo Switch. I also be curious if they're gonna keep the same Switch like clicking moniker. Also, if we get new Joy-Cons, that'll also be another point. Like, if we get new Joy-Cons and a new controller, boy, then I'm considering it a new console also. Like, it really depends on how different it is from a current Switch. Especially because the OLED is from what? Maybe 2 years ago at this point? Yeah, I like that name too. Outside of Japan games, I have no interest in the PS5. I'll get a Series X to be my new main console, and then get the PS5 when it gets a slim version that's much cheaper. Which, spoiler, I expect that will be something we probably hear about either this year or next year. Wait, what's 2021? Oh, it was 2020. Oh, you talking about the OLED? Yeah. So I mean that's 2 years between a new console iteration, because I know Nintendo was like, we need like a longer cycle, but their cycles were already kind of long as it was, and like the issue is gonna be is not getting fatigued on the console, which I think is what's been going on recently. Are you guys ready for Gen 10 consoles? Well, the problem is it's really going to be Nintendo. Nintendo will be first, and then like Xbox and Sony won't do it for like another, what, 4 years at the earliest? Because remember, like I said, if we're going from the 7 year moniker, that means the earliest we would get it, and it would primarily be like Japan or some nonsense. No, actually, no. 2020, it'd be either late 2026 or late 2027, meaning we got somewhere between 3 and 4 years. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Are you streaming Resident Evil 4 Remake? I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I know I streamed the other two. I forgot I streamed Resident Evil 3 Remake. I'll be real with y'all. But I don't know, because a lot is going on this month in terms of streams. So to give context, I'm going to be doing charity streams throughout the month of March. So after next week, the game lineup is going to change for Tuesday and Thursday. I mean, Tuesday and Wednesday. Elden Ring will still be on Saturdays, but like Tuesday and Wednesday's games are going to change for a little bit, at least until the end of March. So you're only really going to get, like, next week I want to try to get to a decent place in Ryza, and same thing with One Piece, but like that's it. So, and RE4 comes out in a couple of weeks actually. So if I stream it, you won't see it until April. And I'm starting to try to question about how I'm handling my Twitch, because I'm gonna be real with y'all. I think I'm like one of the only guys that does like these long playthroughs as like a main thing on Twitch. Like a lot of people on Twitch mainly just kind of play games and just pick a title and run with it. There is no sense of completion, because a lot of them just don't finish games like that. Eldon got my booty clap ring pause. Wow, Revolver, relax, bro, relax. You ain't gotta bring this energy in here like that, man. Donnie, wait a minute. Where did that come from? Explain yourself. You can't disappear and then come back and then say some nonsense, bro. Explain yourself. Let's see. Yeah, explain yourself, Donnie. I'm not letting that go. Explain yourself, you coward. Speaking of Resident Evil, that's going on for what? No, please God, no. The game looking like some porn star level acting with Yeezy ass graphics. Wait a minute, Donnie. Why are we talking like this, bro? Why are we talking like this, my boy? Like, good God, what? Y'all have gotta relax, man. Y'all absolutely gotta relax with that. That's insane. You didn't hear about that it got announced? No. I also wasn't looking for it, to be fair, either. No one's like, hey man, did you hear Fortnite? And then be immediately like, your ears perk up and be like, bro, I heard Fortnite, dog. It's about to go down. Let me peep these glasses real quick. Let me perk up my ears on some Percocet. Be like, yo, what's going on? But to be honest, I don't like the character design. It just look a whole lot of RE7, but better. What? What about RE8, man? What about RE8? Oh my god, Resident Evil is coming. I thought Twitter would just show that on your feed randomly. It could have, but I also haven't been on Twitter like that today anyway, so that could be part of the reason. I wasn't overly excited to do so. I mean, we're here now, so whatever, but RE8 is good. What was that response, bro? Yeah, Fortnite has become like this bug that just does not go away. And it's low-key infuriating because you're just like, I want you to leave. Like 110%, I need you to leave, dog. Because you're tired of seeing it. I still got to pick up Octopath Traveler 2. That's the other thing I haven't done yet, which kind of pisses me off. And it's raining. Ladies and gentlemen, I hear it. I heard not using Twitter increases one's mental health. Oh, absolutely. Twitter is toxic as hell. Also, because people are idiot. Bro, look what they did to waifu Hinata. What? What, in Fortnite? They probably did her the way Boruto handled her. It made her like weirdly flat-chested and unappealing. You gonna really make me Google Hinata in Fortnite? I really don't want to do this, dog. I say as in the middle of typing it like an idiot. Yeah, I don't like any of what I'm looking at right now. Yeah, I don't like any of what I'm looking at right now. I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to do this, dog. Y'all made me look up Hinata in Fortnite, dog. I'm not happy about it. It's funny because they have her other outfit in there, and I'm still not happy. I'm still angry at what has happened, and that it was allowed to happen to me. Because how could it happen to me? I keep making mistakes. The hongers got nerve. I knew they were going to. Remember, women don't have breasts anymore. That's sexist, you piece of shit. You should know better. What's this? Oh, the Yugi Naka trial. We don't talk about that. That's a whole other issue. I only brought it up because I was scrolling through and saw some stuff. Hold on. Goku looks terrible in Fortnite. It's easily the worst looking anime character in the game. That is a shame. I know why they did it, but I hated it. I absolutely hated it. I'm tired of them disrespecting my quality characters. But it's Fortnite. Fortnite doesn't give a fuck about continuity or respecting the original game and its legacy. So why should I care that they're disrespecting my character? Because it makes me angry. That's why. All right, listen. Let me relax. I'm low-key distracted. The rain is not helping me right now. Like, the rain is in the background. You guys can't hear it, but I'm like hearing you go, shh. And I'm like, bro, shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. Is this what we're doing? The rain's going in like different directions. It's pissing me off. We mean the rain is good. I don't hear nonsense. We mean the rain is good. The rain is quality because it provides sustenance for the ground. I ain't the ground. Also need a new roof. So that really also is the other reason why I don't care. Oh, I don't care, dog. I mean, really, dude, the news has been kind of slow. And because of like the very lackluster Pokemon Day, I'm just kind of like indifferent to what's been going on. It rained for like 8 hours here. Why? Where are you at, Revolver? If you're up north, that makes sense, because up north I've heard has been pretty nuts. Oh, let me see. Sorry, my sister's like asking me questions that I don't care about. I like how the forecast changed. It went from, oh, there's like a 40% chance of rain to now it's like 90% chance of rain for like the next hour and a half to 2 hours. So, that's appealing. And then tomorrow it's going to be fucking sunny. It's also hot right now. It's like 81 degrees. I feel like we're going from like summer. I don't know. Weather's been weird this weird, dude. The Hit and Rain Village. This world shout no pain. If I had like a cosplay, well, I wouldn't do that. Not Pain. Like, I don't like Pain enough to cosplay as him. Can we talk about that? The weird cosplay choices people have been running with? And the fact that like anime merch is some trash because all it is Demon Slayer logos and fucking the clouds from the Akatsuki shirts. And then motherfucker Rat Range increases just. I knew you were gonna do this, Orion. No, don't bring that up. I knew it. I knew we were gonna stick a Persona reference in here. I knew it was coming, and I should have known. That's me being ignorant. I know you guys can't be trusted. And I do mean it all. None of you can be trusted. It's perfectly fine. I expect it. I mean, man, you slacking in those strats, man. Man, bruh. Screw all y'all. All right, listen. We're playing the long game. You looking at some whack merch, lol. No, I've been seeing a lot of it. When I went to New York a few months ago, man, the amount of Akatsuki stuff I keep seeing people rock in that Demon Slayer where it's like Tanjiro's robe. I'm like, guys, we have right stuff right here. By the way, use right stuff. Anyone tells you, man, I'm getting it from Amazon, you fucking stupid. Absolutely stupid. You ain't listening. I don't know why you're not listening, but you're not listening. Don't be buying shit. That's why I didn't buy a lot of merch about like well-known merch at the con. I bought stuff I knew I couldn't get normally. Oh, I have hiccups. Hold on. Fuck. Oh, we gotta hold the breath. Yeah, that fixed it. So, trick. You're supposed to hold your breath for 30 seconds, breathe out, and then breathe back in. But sometimes the hiccups will go away before I have to do the breathe back in. So, I don't have to do it. But that is a trick that works consistently for me now. I have to thank TSS for that one. Because TSS is the one who introduced that one to me. Speaking of TSS will be back from Japan Monday? Or is it Tuesday? When it's the 6th? Monday. So, after he gets back and kind of recovers and readjusts to his home life, we are going to be doing a stream for him. So, look forward to that. I won't go into full detail, but just look forward to it. There we go. Donnie, I swear to God, I use the cotton swap. What the heck is the cotton swap method? What is that? You explain that one, Orion, because I've never heard of the cotton swap method before. And now I'm curious. That must have been a car. I heard this shh noise and it didn't sound like the rain. Although I imagine the next hour the rain's going to be jumping between different intensities for like the next like shh. I did want to buy some anime. I need to start working on some anime streaming nights on the Discord, by the way. I keep saying I'm going to do it and then not doing it. And that's my fault. I'm not going to act like it's somebody else's fault. It's not. It's me not being productive. mainly just because it's been like a lot lately. I've been just a lot's been going on. I'm doing a bunch of different stuff. Just fun year, and a lot of financial uh enjoyment. Actually, just management. Stream Angel Blade. How dare you, Revolver? I don't even think that's legal. Can you buy the Angel Blade DVDs? I think that was dubbed. Surprisingly enough, I'm gonna look this up, and I very much am gonna be concerned about what I'm finding. But we're gonna see. I got tapped in Angel Blade and got fucking Azura Lane. Like that's the same thing. It's not. I got I got Azura Lane figures. I got Overlord figures, Neptune, Hybrid Dimension, Neptunia, My Hero Academia figures, Evangelion figures, Fate series figures, and fucking Sephiroth at the bottom of the page. That's stupid. Why Sephiroth, why are you here? I don't know if you knew about this, but I love Angel Blade. Me being a one-winged angel myself, I just approve. I think that's what they went with because I wrote angel and they didn't look at the whole word. They were like, just understand, you know nothing of the quality that is Angel Blade. I want Sephiroth to be like this Angel Blade aficionado that no one cared about and no one wanted to know about, but they just gave it to me, and I'm just like, bro, can we not have this conversation? But listen, you don't understand the quality and strength of her genes is immaculate. And you're just like, bro, can we not do this? And they're like, no, because you need to understand the quality and the imagination and the impeccable writing that is Angel Blade. And I'm just like, dog, we both know what Angel Blade is, and I know what Angel Blade is. Don't do this to me, but you don't understand. No, I understand. Please don't do this to me. But you just need to understand the quality and greatness that you are missing out on. Please don't do this. But you need to know I don't want to. Listen, I promise you the side of her. No, please. We're on YouTube. We can't use that language. But listen. The size of her blade could cut through glass. I mean, that's not really crazy to cut through. It could cut through pure diamond. That's how strong her blade is. It makes Bible Black look like a children's show. Which actually isn't right either. Bible Black, I think, is a lot worse of a show. For multiple reasons. I feel bad for anyone coming in here and being like, what's Angel Blade? And I'm like, don't worry about it. That's how you fuck up, and that's how you fuck up a new school anime fan. They be like, "Bro, what's going on?" You be like, "It's like, bro, what's happening?" I'm like, "Listen, you don't need to know right now. Respectfully, for your own sanity and dignity, you don't need to know right now." And you're like, "But no, I've been hearing about this Angel Blade. I've heard good things. Should I check it out?" Nah, dog. Shonen Knights reviewed Angel Blade back in the day. They reviewed every hentai back in the day. That was when, like, people always gotta remember, like, before you had, like, the Heavenly Controllers, who I know he's changed his style up a lot since then. Remember, Heavenly Controller was it was like one of the first, like, major deviant YouTubers that actually, like, made it big. But back in the day, you couldn't say half of the shit that, like, people say now. Like, you just couldn't. It was like openly abashed on even by other anime fans. So the idea of anyone reviewing hentai or even talking about hentai, hell, even ecchi was kind of off the table for a while. People just need to know the landscape has changed a lot, and y'all need to thank the Shonen Knights for pushing the conversation forward, because y'all don't understand how much y'all avoided. How much not avoided, but how much they paved the path for the new generation of deviants. This turned into a very stupid conversation, by the way. I am so sorry, y'all. Lord Almighty. I'm gonna definitely hit up Google before I go to bed. Hey, Revolver, don't do that, dog. Revolver, listen to me. Listen to me. Revolver, listen to me. You don't want to put yourself in that compromising position. Oh, I did buy. I'm actually like, I've somewhat gotten distracted. I was like, did I buy the One Piece DVDs, like some of the newer ones? And I did. I think I stopped in Punk Hazard. I think was the last thing I bought. I think I can't find the boxes, so it's kind of pissing me off. Unless once again you can't find them because they go out of print so fucking quickly. That's a video I really do want to go through. I want to go through like this full detail of for people to understand. If you do not buy some of these box sets back in the day, some of these shows you literally can't get anymore. Can you even still buy that Zatch Bell collection? Because it's been a couple years since that. Now, granted, that one's newer, so I would like to say that one's still available. Is the Zatch Bell thing still available? It's not. You can't even buy that anymore. That's crazy. Why am I getting messaged? Tap or rub the back of your neck. Gently poke the back of your throat with a long cotton swab. That seems like more effort. I'll be real with you. Ron Sora, I'm not going to say that method doesn't work. I'm going to just say that just seems like more effort than I'm willing to put in for it. That just seems like a lot. When like the holding the breath method, as I've just clearly shown you, works and I ain't got to bring items to use it. Yeah, the Zatch Bell collection is just gone. Can I even go on Amazon and buy that? Do I have a rare collection? Dog, you don't understand. The anime collection game is ridiculous, dog. I bet you there's a bunch of stuff I have right now that would go for at least a good amount of money. Can I even get... Is that Zatch Bell anime... complete series of it. It's not even available on Rat Stuff. What about on here? Seasons 1 and 2. You can't even buy it on here. And they just re-released that a couple years ago. It ain't been that long. Hold on. We're going to eBay. Sorry, y'all. I've gotten completely distracted, but this is important to me. I also started reusing eBay again. It's good. Sites improved a lot for me. I didn't think about it at the time, but good stuff. I can't even find Zatch Bell on Amazon or thing. Let's see if I can find it here. Where's that collection at? I like how people have the volumes in the game. Are you talking about the anime? The anime never finished like the manga story. The manga's done and they're on a sequel series currently. They don't even have this thing up here. Are you telling me the Zatch Bell collection is that rare that it's not even on eBay? Also, the train is coming. What? What's going on? There's no way. There's no way. Yeah, it has a sequel manga currently out. Actually, I'll go grab it. I have the first volume of it. They don't even have the Zatch Bell collection on here. Did no one buy the Zatch Bell collection DVDs? It's not even on eBay, my boy. What? The only thing that's on eBay is the original like volumes for the English like single volumes that only went up to like episode, I want to say like 52 or some nonsense. They don't even have, yeah, here it is, Zatch Bell Complete. This isn't even on. That's crazy to me, dog. How rare is this thing? I wonder if I went on Facebook. If anyone... Also, Facebook Marketplace is a decent place to go like buy and sell stuff. I know that's like a random thing to bring up right now. And I know I'm distracted, but I'm just surprised. That's also the reason why you collect anime. A lot of this stuff is like rare. I've never like I've only gone through some of my stuff to sell. And I've sold some stuff, but like, dog, when I tell you... Hold on. Let me minimize this real quick. I want to see something. Who is this? I don't know who you are, sir. I'm not going to add you on Facebook. That's why I don't like going on Facebook. Let's see. Let's see. That's the first episode. That's the game. The GameCube game is on here. And someone has the Japanese version of the manga. What? Oh my god. But nobody has the anime. Nobody has the anime. That's crazy to me. There's no way it's that rare. I wonder if I put it up there for like $500. Gonna watch Ame's 3D. That's cool, Black Doom. We're almost done anyway. We're gonna chill here about for another 15 minutes and then we'll get out of here. That is nuts. I think I'm generally surprised that that's not on here in any way, shape, or form. What about what's the other thing I gotta look up? Not Zatch. What was the other thing? Oh, real quick, I will show you guys the sequel series. I did buy when I was in New York. I was in Kinokuniya. I did go ahead and buy like the first volume of the sequel series because it was like the only Zatch Bell related merch I could get. I want to get some Madaka box stuff, but there's like nothing to buy other than the DVDs. Ugh, there we go. Back up a little bit. That is our Zatch Bell. But yeah, the collection I'm talking about that I have is this. Is this collection. This collection I can't seem to find online to even be bought, let alone like sold. I don't think anybody has this. Yeah, I already got the 3DS Fire Emblem games. I have all the 3DS Fire Emblem games, but this collection I can't find online. I don't know if I'm tripping or what. The only thing I can do is try. I've actually not gone and looked to see how much some of this stuff goes for. Because I think I would be blown away. But some of this stuff I low-key would sell just to see how much it really goes. Can I even... Wait, now that I think about it. Kids on the Slope was a show I was thinking about selling. Sorry, I've completely gone off the rails here. But I'm genuinely curious now. Let me see. Because Kids on the Slope. I saw my 3DS collection a few years back. What? No, sir. Why would you do that? Unfortunately, we have been going in such a digital age that, like, it's unfortunately created this thing where now people are just kind of getting rid of all their physical possessions. Because keeping a physical collection is hard. And it's a lot of money. Because it takes up space. And time. Like, I get it. We're unfortunately going into the era of like getting rid of like the physical stuff for the sake of like digital. And there's appeal to it. Like I've bought a decent number of games recently digitally on Switch. Like for example, Pokemon is just digital now. Mainly because there's no reason to on the slope. Because that's a game that will always stay on my Dog, what? That Kids on the Slope is currently going for like $40, which is kind of ridiculous considering. Can you even buy that on Right Stuff still? Yeah, that one. Is that the Japanese one or the English one? I wonder how much those One Piece volumes go for. I haven't even looked, dog. Yeah, that Blu-ray of Kids on the Slope is going for like fucking... The lowest I'm seeing it is like $49. Every other version of it's going for like 50 to 60, and that's kind of crazy to me. Physical only matters if you're going to sell them or just like physical. Yeah, true. It doesn't feel the same. That's why, like, I like physical, but like Pokemon, I'm not in a hurry to get physical, because I know I'll only play the digital version anyway. There are certain titles I'm not. It doesn't bother me for. Now there are certain shows I have a close connection to, like Zatch Bell. I have an extremely close connection to, so I will buy these physical. But I am surprised that like some of this stuff isn't like easily available. Also, now I look about it, can I even? I'm just curious. Sorry, I've gone down the rabbit hole of like possibly selling anime stuff online. I am curious. What about the One Piece DVDs? These might actually go for a lot because some of these are like, some of these are old as sin. I wonder how many people even have them. The 4Kids ones are going for a lot. Not like a crazy a lot, but a lot. Okay, never mind. Some of them are. Yeah, the One Piece ones aren't. I think because the One Piece stuff is so, One Piece is so popular. What is this? Anime DVD English dub complete set. I don't even know what this is. It's like $190 and I have no idea what this is. This is supposed to be from Japan. Is it? Well, no, I'm confused. Like it says like I don't know. This gotta be a Japanese thing though. Like I'm very confused about how this exists. These things wow a lot in price. Good God Almighty. Maybe I don't know. I probably would buy some of the old One Piece DVDs, and I see the 4Kids ones are still here too. The 4K ones I low key do want to buy for no other reason than to have that memorabilia. No, Conquest is the, when you say third game, do you mean the third game in Fates, or do you mean the third game of the 3DS Fire Emblems? The way it went was Fire Emblem Awakening, Fire Emblem Fates, which included Birthright, Conquest, and oh, what's the third route called? Birthright, Conquest, and oh, I can see it in my mind. Revelations. Revelations. That's the third one. And then you had Fire Emblem Echoes after that. Shadows of Valentia. So that was the way the order went for the 3DS Fire Emblems. Yeah, the One Piece stuff isn't actually even that expensive. Although someone had the nerve to, why are the collections that expensive? What? Motherfuckers are crazy. Yeah, Revelations. Thanks, Mel. Appreciate it. What is this stupid collection that I keep saying that doesn't make sense to me? I need to see the box set. All you're showing me is like this big ass like thing, and I don't care about all that. I need to see like a picture of the box set itself. Like I need to see the individual DVD cases because I don't know what this is. I don't even know what this is from. But I'm seeing it all over the place, and I've never seen this before. This has got to be from Japan because I don't even know where this is from. It's also from episode 1 to episode 170. I mean, not 170, 720. I just got the story DLC for Fates. Needed to get it for Awakening 2. I did not get the DLC for Awakening yet. Probably should have in retrospect. I also need a new 3DS. I'm gonna be real with you. I've been needing to get like I wanted to get like a brand new like new 2DS, and I haven't done that either. So I know, are they releasing One Piece in Blu-ray yet? That's another question because I have yet to see that in a while, and that kind of drives me nuts. Like what? I know I was gonna check right. I was gonna check Right Stuff real quick to see if Kids on the Slope is on Right Stuff. It may not be. I am curious. Are they selling One Piece in Blu-ray? Because I know they weren't for a while. They may have started. Let's see. Kids on the Slope. Oh yeah, you can still buy it. It's $44. Why would you even go on eBay and spend $60 then? That seems like a lot. I'm surprised it's still on sale. I'll be real with you. I didn't expect it to still be on here, but all right, GG's. I don't know. Certain series come out. How old is this Blu-ray, by the way? Isn't this Blu-ray from like? Oh, this must be a re-release. Yeah, they re-released it. That's why. Since I re-released it, I was about to say, I'm like, what? What? I'm like, I don't remember this. I'm like, yeah, they re-released it. That's why. Sorry, guys. I've low-key been like distracted with other things. I know we're just kind of shooting the shit here. But yeah, fucking the Fire Emblem games all have a ridiculous amount of like, actually I have them here. And the other Fire Emblem 3DS games would be the Warrior game. Warrior is the other one that you can get. Let's see, we got Fire Emblem. Where's the other Fire Emblem? Fire Emblem. Let's see. I feel like I have two versions of Fire Emblem that I'm not acknowledging. Is this it? No. I think it's just these three. Even though I bought this physically and I have a digital version of it. But yeah, here are the three Fire Emblems, just to give you guys context. The order goes Awakening from 2013, I believe. Fates from 2016. And I think Echoes came out like, I want to say 2017/2018. That's what I want to say. No. I think Fates came out earlier. I think Fates came out 2015. No, that's what it was. 2015. And then I think this one was 2016. But yeah. I think the games are all in here still, too. Yeah, they are. The Awakening has like the most. It's so weird that for some reason Awakening has like the less. Awakening and Echoes have like the same like pixel art style, whereas like Fate. Oh, I'm trying to figure out which one was closed in my shirt. They have like sprites of the characters, so like Awakening has sprites of like Chrom and Lucina, and then I can't hold things in my hand. And then Echoes has sprites of Celica and Alm. Though I own these games. I don't fucking like Echoes. Echoes is generally a slog to play through. I like the, and you know, people are gonna be like, bro, that seems a little disrespectful. I'm like, absolutely. But the game pisses me off, so that's the game's fault. I forget if this cover was reversible. I'm trying to remind myself, did I buy the... Yeah, I bought the special edition for this. I don't think it came in like anything crazy. I think the special edition was just the version of the game. 3 shit houses. We mean it's easy to play. What does that mean, Donnie? It's a slog to go through. Yeah, they went back to the weapon triangle and Engage. Engage goes back to the weapon triangle. Let me see. Yeah, thinking of 3DS, almost time to say goodbye. Absolutely. It's hard to say goodbye. I have a decent amount of 3DS titles too. I think I have more 3DS titles than I did DS. Which I guess I can humor it right now. They're all right here anyway. Some of which I have yet to finish. I'll be real with you. Some of these games I did not finish. And it's a shame, but I didn't finish. Hold on. It may not take long to beat Echoes, but Echoes just feels like it drags, dog. Echoes is a slog of a game. In every way I can describe that to you. the game just fucking drags. Ugh. All right. So I'll go through some of these real quick. Yeah, I'm not gonna have Persona Q or Etrian Odyssey, so expect that. Actually, I wouldn't have both of those because we've talked about this before. So we'll go through it. Castlevania, Mirror of Fate was a good game. I know people don't love it. Pokemon Moon, we're not gonna go too much into that. Dragon Quest 8. I tried to get some Dragon Quest. Luigi's Mansion, Dark Moon. Project X Zone. This is a slog of a game. Good God Almighty. Romance Dawn. I never beat this. I have it, never beat it. I was so unengaged. I'm gonna just be real about it. Dream Drop Distance because I'm stupid. Dylan Rolling Western because I can't buy that in America. That's why it's European. Smash 3DS because of course I did, and because it came out before Smash Wii U. Oros Ruby because I'm stupid. Codename Steam, a very criminally underrated game. Codename Steam doesn't get a lot of love, and it definitely deserves more. Those fucking assholes. Metroid Samus Returns, a really good remake. I enjoyed the hell out of it. Triple Deluxe, this is me trying to dip my foot in the Kirby. I generally did enjoy it, so kudos. Bravely Second. It was fine, but definitely Bravely Default 2 is better to me. Shin Megami Tensei 4, which I didn't get too much into, which is why I didn't buy Apocalypse when that came out later. Ziplash, because I'm stupid. Not even gonna explain that one to you. Ultra Sun, because I'm really fucking stupid. This is really not worth spending money on. The original Bravely Default, which is quality, dog. Murder. I will always love that dog. Dylan is good. I feel like Dylan just doesn't get enough love, partially because they haven't made a game on consoles. But Dylan's good. Kid Icarus Uprising, goated, absolute one of the goats on the system. Tomodachi Life, I do enjoy Tomodachi Life actually. Tomodachi Life is just it's an experience. It's fun for what it is. Why? One of the worst games in the fucking series, in my opinion. Alpha Sapphire, because of course I would. I mean, don't even ask me questions about that. Sun, because of course I would. Don't ask me questions about that. Shantae, because this is like my first physical Shantae game, and I'm glad I have it. And then the last one of the 3 Fire Emblems, which ironically enough, I think are like some of the top playtime games I have on the system. Yeah, they probably are now that I think about it. Part of me thinks I have more games, or I thought I had more games. I don't know which it is. It might be that I thought I had more games. But yeah, that's my collection. It's not anything crazy huge, and the 3DS has other titles that I have digitally, but that's the core of my 3DS. A lot of RPGs, a lot of Pokemon, and some more off-brand games. I actually forgot I had Shantae still, so I'm glad. And I don't think I replayed it on. I've played Shantae at least. I think Pirate's Curse I played like 3 or 4 times. This game generally gets addictive after a while. I used to know the layout of the whole game off the first couple playthroughs. The only thing I never did was speedrun it like I wanted to. I low-key want to do a playthrough of Dylan, just so people get to see it. That and Codename Steam, because I think both of those games are criminally underrated. Like, they're talked about, but I don't think they're talked about the way they need to be talked about. And I think they both need to be fucking talked about. I actually want to look. I might look up. I don't think anyone's really talked about Dylan at all. And the kicker is the recent Dylan to me was like was probably the best Dylan. But it doesn't work on the emulator because I was gonna try to emulate Dylan. I think a lot of you remember that. I put Dylan like on the voting list. But I couldn't. Dylan's third game does a lot of that meat creation shit, and that shit did not want to play well with the emulator, so that one sucks. Yeah, Codename's Steam. I think just Codename's Steam is a really fun game. I just think Codename's Steam is just in a it just came out at the wrong time, and I think that's also when the drama with what was it, Will Wheaton was going on. Was it Will Wheaton I'm thinking of? The game just had a lot going against it, unfortunately. But it's actually a generally good game. I think it was very creative, and I'm glad. I think this was Intelligent Systems, wasn't it? I'm glad Intelligent Systems tried to do something different. It's just a shame it didn't go as far as it could have, because this could have easily been a series, like easily. Doesn't Will Wheaton voice Abraham Lincoln in this game? If I remember correctly, he does, and that was like there was like drama going on. It was it. I mean, is yeah. That was the drama, but yeah, it's a great game. It needs more love. It definitely needs more love. I hope it gets the love it deserves. I actually wouldn't mind them taking another shot at it. Yeah, the drama didn't go that far, but it came out like at the wrong time. Yeah, I still haven't done all the routes in Three Houses. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Like Three Houses, I did the Black Eagles and I did part of Raya's run, but I didn't, and I started Claude's run. But man, that game just does not click with me. It's fine, and I did the playthrough, but it wasn't like Fates. I went back and did all three routes for Fates, but three houses, I couldn't. I just wasn't as engaged. And not that it was bad. I don't think it was bad. It just I think that game didn't click for me. Engage has been more enjoyable so far. It has its problems, but it's been more enjoyable overall. I'm mad that we're back to fucking anime censorship, but yeah. Yeah, well, Three Houses was gonna be a slog, and then they had the nerve to put out DLC for it. I'm like, guys, what? And see, to me, they did it with Fates too, but Fates I think had more interesting. You know what it was? Fates had more interesting map design. Like I was way more engaged with the maps I got in Fates than I was with. I can't even Three Houses' maps are kind of basic too. Like there wasn't nothing going on from what I remember. There was a couple of gimmick areas, but nothing too engaging. No pun intended. Sorry, I thought I heard something. It was tripping me out. Of course, it stayed in Japan. I hear that Fire Emblem's like weird translation issues still are a thing even today. That's like the only series that is very inconsistent about the kind of content we get from it. But oh well, I guess what can you do realistically? But yeah. I'm trying to think if there was anything else to know. I actually might go look up some Codename Steam videos for like the three people who made them. We need more Codename Steam stuff. I'm serious. Y'all don't understand. Awakening is like probably the most like stripped down version of Fire Emblem in the sense that it's incredibly basic and incredibly straightforward. But it was so different at the time and so enjoyable that I will always have a fondness for Awakening. Like Awakening, low key would have been my favorite if it had better maps. Because I very much do like the characters in Awakening a lot. One of my favorite characters, and I think I've talked about it before. I think I made a top 10 best Fire Emblem Awakening video was who was it? Kellum. Kellum is like one of my favorite characters. I will love that man's story no matter what, which is like him being a piece of shit. Kellum is actually was a pretty bad dude back in the day. And I forget the specifics, but it was something along the lines like he got cursed or like something happened. And now, when I say stripped down, I mean like a lot of the nuance that Fire Emblem was known for at that time was kind of lost in Awakening. Awakening is very much like a simple story that very much plays the whole good and evil black and white thing. Kind of pretty much the way that the newer games do it. Like, oh, you're clearly evil and you're clearly good. Like, it very much was playing that game. It has some moments in it that I think could have hit better if given more time, but that game is still fun to sin to me. But yeah, Kellum has like this whole backstory where he's like a piece of shit to people and then he's mostly ignored. Oh, really, Donnie? Well, I'll keep that in mind. Which reminds me, definitely need to do a proper playthrough of like Fire Emblem 7 once it comes onto the Game Boy Advance online. I think we're getting Fusion next, but still, we already know Fire Emblem's coming. but he was ignored, and so like the curse kind of kicked in. So for him being a piece of shit, he's constantly ignored, and the joke is that he very much accepts it as a punishment. And I'm like, bro, I love that. I love that premise for a character that he's like the joke. The joke is that he's constantly ignored, but the reason why it comes is because he wasn't inherently a good of a guy, which is why he doesn't get angry at the fact that he's constantly ignored. I love Charlotte from Fates, by the way, and that's one thing about Fates I will say. Nor has the better characters almost 100% around. There's like only a couple of Hoshido characters who come close. Kagero is one. Um, I like Hinoka, but Hinoka doesn't get enough screen time, so it's hard to talk about her. But Charlotte from Nor, my goodness, I love that design. I love her like two-faced personality. She is just that girl for me, dog. I don't know what it is. I know what it is. She works, and she's like the first female axe user. Ooh, ooh. I used to have her as my profile picture on my PlayStation for a while. Actually, if you saw me on PlayStation, it was a picture of, I think it was her, Camilla, and damn, who was the other one? Was it her, Camilla, and Kagero? I hope it was. It better have been. I also would say I love Hinoka's her and her retainers a lot. Like her, Setsuna, and Aizama. I just think that trio is hilarious. That Setsunu's like very trap prone. Azama's a wise ass, and fucking Hinoka's like has to be like is actually the straight man. Sakura was just basic to me. Who's your favorite kid in Fire Emblem? Ooh, it's probably Owen's kid. It's probably, is it Olivia? No, it's Ophelia. Ophelia and I think it's Celino in Iningo's child. Pretty much our two Awakening characters, kids. I love them and I love their friendship. I love like the running. By the way, I already love Owain and Iningo in like in Awakening. So their kids in fucking Fates are great. The dynamic is just as good. I love the idea that like Iningo is the only character that can get fucking Owain to be straight laced, but it's because Owain has like this crippling like fear and depression. I also love that like Owain becomes a dark mage in Fates. That shit is hilarious to me. Iningo's is not as amazing, but it's still fine. He essentially just becomes like a traditional mercenary. I'm fine with that. And then his daughter is also a mage, and his daughter, and then Iningo's daughter is a flirt. Female flirty characters for some reason is just a difference. Fates was a tale and a half. But yeah, I think those are my two favorites. And maybe what's his name? It's on the tip of my tongue. I think it's like Velia or Velina. It's the dog girl, not dog girl, but like the wolf girl daughter of God, I can't think of his name right now. Not the Kitsune's daughter, although both of them are adorable. I'm not gonna lie. Both of them hit. I know Keiji's a fan of the Kitsune daughter. I'm more of a fan of the wolf girl daughter. They're both adorable. I'm trying to scroll my mind between who else of our kids we can go through. Certain kids were based off of which parents, like certain, not all characters were defaulted. Like obviously, like the two guys, I think that's what it was actually. The guys were the ones that were known for the kids. So depending on the father, depends on what kind of daughter you got. Guys, gonna take me a minute. I don't. Though another one, Tharj is cool, or Rajat, technically is what she's known as in Fates. Even going back to Awakening's kids, I like Kajil a lot, who I believe is Sully's daughter. That's what it was. Awakening based it off the mothers, based the kids off the mothers, and Fates based it off the fathers. The only thing that would change depending on who the spouse was the color of their hair. Like Kajil, and for me, I'm a biased piece of shit. So I put I obviously you have Crom get with Sumia, so that means Cynthia and Lucina were sisters, and Cynthia's hair would be blue. I believe it was blue, like Crom's. Although I forget what you had to do to get it to be like Sumia's hair color, but yeah. Um. Oh, I love Tharja's daughter, Noir. She was hilarious. That whole like fucking. Also love Lisa interacting with Owen. Owen is like my favorite, one of my favorite Awakening characters. I want that to be stated. Owen is absolutely hilarious. Lisa as his mother is even funnier because like Lisa don't get none of the shit that man be talking about, and he immediately has to like switch up. He has to switch back because she's so naturally confused. It's actually pretty fucking adorable. I'm trying to think of the other daughters we got. Or the other kids we got. Who else? Who else? Who else? I can't think of all the girls. Sumia was the Dara that was completely scared. Yeah, she was constantly scared, but she had an evil side, just like her mother. And the lore is that Tharja kept experimenting on her daughter like throughout her childhood. So she's like naturally terrified of everything, but she like got better. Oh, and then we got not Selena. What's her name? Severa. Whose daughter is Severa? Oh, who's the mother? Who's Severa? It's Celine. I think it's like Celine in Fates, but it's Severa in. Who's the mother? I cannot think. I almost want to go look real quick. I'm trying to do off of this memory. Oh, Cordelia. That's right, because Cordelia was like overly perfect, and Severa was like insanely insecure because of it, because she could never compete with her mother. You're right. You're absolutely right. Cordelia. Oh, she called Serena. Is she okay? I'm glad I still remember a lot of this from Fates, even though I haven't touched that game in like over almost. It's been almost. It's probably been at least 7 years since I've touched that game. I touched that game back, I think maybe in 2016 for a little bit, but I haven't touched that game in a while. So I'm glad I still remember a lot of it. Kana, it's Kana. Cordelia was one of my wives. I think the main ones I focused on, I think, was Sully was like my first wife through the game. No. It was Sumia, then Sully. I went back and did Sully later. I think Robin got with Tharja. Yeah, Robin got with Tharja on my playthrough. Oh, let me see. I'm actually gonna look up because there's some characters on. Oh, and then the best character was Donald. Donald is the best character in Awakening. If you focus, that was the other thing. Awakening was easily broken, and that was like one of my favorite things about it. That you could break that game so openly, and it'd be like just hilarious. It'd be so fun to break that game. Let me see. Oh yeah, Maribel. I forgot about Maribel. Panay was a fan favorite for me too. Man, Panay. Remember Olivia. Shershay. My problem with Shershay is that Shershay and Cordelia very much blended together for me, and it pissed me off because I could never consistently keep a name. Gaius I liked a lot. Varian was cool. Oh, Muriel. Yep. Stall didn't stick out as much as he should have, which is funny when you have characters like that. And then the kids we got were Brady. Oh yeah, Maribel's son Brady. Yes, I love Brady too. Brady got along with who was it? Was it Jerome? I want to say it's Jerome. I think Jerome. No, it was Yarne. It's been a minute. I forgot about Laurent. Nah. Love this girl's name. What up, Nah? I forgot about Nah. Donald was broken. If you invested in Donald could be absolutely stupid. I also put Donald and Panay together because I'm a biased piece of shit. What? Oh, we're not even having this conversation. Let's see. I did a couple of stuff with Jerome and Laurent. Those two didn't really stick out to me as much. Jerome, I think Severa's Cordelia's, and then Jerome is Cherche's. Y'all got me out here double looking at crap now. I hate all y'all. I shouldn't even be on here like this, but now I'm engaged and it's a problem. Oh, what about Fates? We gotta go back to Fates real quick. I gotta go to Fates and check out the characters. I'm trying to remind myself of the characters from Fates too. Oh yeah, Silas, Kaze, Mozu was good. I enjoyed Mozu. Yeah, of the Hoshido characters, I like Kagero, Setsuna, Aizama. I don't mind Oboro or Hinata, but a Hinoka my girl. Rinka, and probably I think that was it. Scarlet got done so early. I forgot about that. Scarlet is like one of the worstly hold characters in the series. Makes me so fucking mad, dog. Um. Oh yeah, Perry, Laszlo. That's what his name was in fucking Fates. It's not in Iningo was his original name, but Laszlo is his Fates name. Yeah, Selena. Baruka, Owain, I don't care much. I hate the way Effie is changed. I actually think when I found out about her Japanese self, Effie sounds way more adorable than what we ended up getting in English. Charlotte, I love to death, 100%. Oh yeah, and Keaton. Where's my second generation character? Shigure, I'm indifferent with. Dryer, Sophie, Midoriya, I liked a lot. I like Asugi. I like Mitama, definitely. Mr. Pickles himself, Hisame. Kaldori, Rajat, Selkie. Selkie's the one I think KG likes. Oh yeah, Forrest. Soleil. That's Laszlo's daughter. Ophelia. I didn't get much of Nina. I didn't get to do much of Nina. Valora. I knew it began with a V. Ignatius, which I believe is Benny's son. Percy, who we don't even need to go into, who was voiced by Pitt's English voice actor. And then you could get like Owain, Severa, and Iningo because we know that they travel from a different dimension. Which is kind of hilarious to me that like Kaldori, I believe, is the daughter of. It's kind of funny that that their kids, if I remember correctly, just to make sure I'm right, the kids went in this order. Soleil was Laszlo's. Ophelia was Odin's. Who was fucking Celine's? Was it Kaldori? Was Kaldori her fucking... That'd be hilarious, dog. Was Kaldori her... No, it wasn't. Who do I combo support? I do not remember a lot off the three houses supports. I'm gonna be really. Who is her daughter? Oh, is it Asugi? Is Asugi? No. Who is the daughter? Who is the child of Severa? Nina, I believe, is Niles. Yeah. Oh wait, no, I'm right. I'm dumb. It's based off the fathers. Duh, I'm being stupid. I just said this a while ago. So Selena didn't have a concrete child. It was just whoever she ended up with is who. Because Forrest is based off of who is it in Conquest? Forrest is based off of, was it Elise? I think it's Elise. No, not Elise. Who's Forrest? Who was Forrest? Oh, was that Leo's son? That was Leo's son. Dog, I don't know who did this hero art. Someone needs to chill, dog. I just found the hero hearts. I found the Fire Emblem Heroes art of Forrest, and someone made him fire-rific, which is stupid. That's so stupid. Why did they do that to him, man? That's great. Who the hell is Rosario? Oh, never mind. No. The spoilers. I don't need to look at that. That's Engage. I can't look at Engage's. I haven't seen all of Engage's characters yet. Yeah, audio dramas? Ooh, damn it. This got me back into a mood, y'all. I shouldn't have looked. I shouldn't have looked at none of this. Why y'all out here making me look? I've been trying to avoid characters for a minute. Yeah, Sumi and Crom are canon, 100%. Sumi and Crom, I think, are the only openly canon pairing. Everyone else is kind of up in the air. One audio thing I very much appreciated in Fates was because they had retainers. This is the first, like, the retainer thing. What you ended up getting is that, like, for example, Xander's two underlings, I believe, were Laszlo and Perry. So Xander has a particular line. He says he has like 3 critical hit lines, and one of his lines is what also Laszlo and Perry use. I forget what it is. Well, they do like same thing with Camilla's. I remember Camilla's. Camilla's was time to play, and Camilla's is I think Selena and Baruka, I believe, her 2 retainers. Yeah, I'm right. And then Leo's is Laszlo and Owain, right? No, Odin and Niles. I'm sorry. Laszlo was under Xander. I appreciate that. That was like a nice thing. And then I believe Elisa's was Effie and Arthur. Okay, I'm gonna shove this in here, but yeah, someone did translate the audio dramas. Oh no! Ooh, it's gonna be a thing, dog. Technically, Cromson. I had to look up that meme. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I'm sorry. We've gone on like a weird Fire Emblem binge, which is funny because I'm still playing Engage. But Jesus Christ. So I'm like scrolling. Now I'm like scrolling through. Oh, that's right. They do travel. Who the hell is Layla? Oh, she must have just been like a. Yeah, she was. All right, that's fine. All right, I've gone too deep into this, and we're already like almost 2.5 hours in, so we're gonna call it here. But do thank you guys for watching. Tomorrow is more Elden Ring, so look forward to Elden Ring tomorrow night at 10 p.m. I might try to do a couple more extra like streams, at least one extra one. Yo, the channel has some of the old ones too. You know what? I will say this one thing before I go. There is one. There was a channel, a cosplay group, who used to do Fire Emblem Awakening support conversations in live action. And I can only find a couple of them. But God, those were fun as hell. I think they did like Lucina and Iningo. There was one with Niles and Corin. They did Severa and Noor. I like that. I wish more people did that because it was so good. But I'll cut it out here. But yeah, in all seriousness though, thank you guys for the support. Thank you guys for the love and appreciation. Thank you for the viewers. I appreciate it. Look forward to some charity streams starting not next week, but the week after next. And catch me tomorrow for Elden Ring. But yes. Oh, send it to him. You can send it to him now. He's on Discord. He's been wandering on Discord like a crazy person. But with all that being said, no, seriously. Life's a game. Play to win. It's a boy, the insane game freak. And I will catch you guys. Catch you guys later. Later. Woo! I can't breathe because my nose is not alive yet. There we go!